me get settled. Okay, I'm gonna hold it. Okay. Here we go.
That's exactly how you do that.
Thank you.
So the most memorable episode by far was episode 4 because of Matthew Lillard as the wolf.
Yeah.
And you two had a very interesting dynamic. So I was curious, how much of that did you just kind of create because you've known each other for so long and you have that friendship and understanding of each other versus just playing what's already on the page?
Well, he came in, and it was so, when I found out it was Lillard, because we used to play in this, the NBA Entertainment League back in the day. And so it was good to see him, and he's actually saved my life one time. He got me out of a very precarious situation where a sea of dudes was coming to beat me up, and he got me out of there pretty fast. It's for another time, but I already had an affinity for him that was great. Turn that off. No phones on set. But yeah, it was great. And he came in doing this thing, and he was trying this character, the wolf, and it was this kind of like autistic, scary, sweet guy, and he lifted the show. High tide raises all ships. He was the high tide for that episode, and we really needed him because the schedule was really hard. It was really hard shoot. I had a lot of difficulty doing this because I wasn't used to it. I'm used to the lazy boy of jobs, from Shameless to Reba to other movies, and so this was a lot of work, and he elevated the intensity, and I definitely needed it. So I hope he comes back because I would love to play with him again.
I think everyone wants him back.
Yeah, he was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never seen him play that kind of character before.
Thank you all for watching. You want me to hold the mic?
Yeah.
All right, you got it. Wow, this is a light mic.
Yeah, it's like a little wireless, and it like hooks up to this. So yeah.
Oh wow, you gotta give me one of these. They're kind of like the drum. Really light. All right.
So
all right.
Have you created any sort of backstory to fill in the gaps of who your character is, just so that as an actor you know like where you're coming from and what motivates you to behave or speak the way that you do?
Yes, but then, I did that early. I created a backstory as just part of my preparation as a performer. But strangely enough, I got a lot of help from Matt Nix and the team, because what you'll see is there's an episode that really mines deeply and has actually some more heavy dramatic fare of Gibbs' background and why he is the way that he is. His family background. We have a fabulous actor in Keith David, the national treasure, who, if you don't know his face, you must have just been born. Or if you don't know his face, then you know his voice. And he plays my father on the show. And I think it's episode 8. Maybe, and he, oh man, we get into some really heavy stuff while within the context of Spy World and Saving the World. And so I had what I did to prep to get started, and then I got a lot of aid by it actually being written out.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that was an easy one. All right. So, it all started in 77.
Way back when.
So I have a short question and then like a more meaty question. So the short question is, as a Charlie's Angels 2000 fan, my eyes immediately went to McGee's name on the producer list. Can we expect to see him direct any episodes?
Oh, wow. I say this as a good friend of McGee and out of total love. That would be a very expensive episode.
And that's why I want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, McGee was originally going to direct the pilot. He brought me onto it, and this had been a passion project of his for years. It's funny. I'll be honest, I had never thought of it. I think what we need is for a lot of people to watch the show and for it to do like if we get a great time, if we get a season 2 and we get a great time slot in season 2 and we do very well for you, I will put the screws to McGee and try to make him direct an episode. So
Love that.
It is total slumming for him though, because like he's a guy who is like always off making. He didn't direct the pilot of True Lies because he got a movie, right? So like, hey, come and make. I think what he would make for directing an episode of True Lies is about what he spends on shoes in a month.
And then my other question is, I read that Matthew Lillard said in an interview that you wrote the character of the wolf specifically for him. Can you provide your perspective of like the creative inception of the wolf and getting Matthew to come on board? Because that was like the highlight of the 5 episodes I've seen so far.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Well, Matt and I have been friends for years, and I obviously he has some experience playing sweet-faced psychopaths, and so I wanted to do this story, and so he was really a natural choice for it. And and as I said, I've been trying to get him to do something for years, and we live close to each other, and we play Dungeons and Dragons together, and so it's kind of a natural. It turns out that like being in my Dungeons and Dragons group is a pretty good way of getting a job as an actor. So that's there you go. So yeah, that was, and also having spent as much time with him, it was pretty easy to sort of write in his voice and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Being that this is an adaptation of a James Cameron film, what do you think it is about him as a storyteller that makes his body of work as iconic and reaching a stratosphere that most other directors never do?
Well, when you're a genius, you are trying to take over a country. You're trying to invent something. You're an entrepreneur. You're doing different things. Luckily, he focused his talent into motion pictures. I mean, yeah, he's one of the best we have, and it's an honor to be a part of something that he created. I mean, his name's on it. It's on the cover of our scripts. So, look, Omar said it, Matt said it. We just want to entertain. You know what I mean? We just trying to do something that is people want to tune into and watch. We got close to it in some of the episodes. Some of the episodes are all right, but I'm honest, and so but I think we do have the potential of this being really cool and being more of the levity of the espionage game, and not. I would rather it be more, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, as we save the day, instead of like the serious stuff. I want to be. I love the goofiness. So we did some of that. I was doing ADR the other day, and Gib says, are you, you got to get over to the thing, and I'm like shooting, going, we're doing the best we can here, Gib. It's that kind of thing. It was like. Is to show the humor in a serious situation. Mm-hmm. That is like the best. But yeah, to go back to your question, to be part of something that James Cameron created is like a dream come true. Mm-hmm.
Nope.
What do you think?
Good.
Thank you.
That's the reverse.